Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Marcia, and on today's video, I'm super excited. I'm so glad that you're here. We are starting our Christmas DIYs. Christmas is my favorite time to decorate. It is my favorite crafts, so let's get crafting. For project one, I have this little wooden house that I found at the Goodwill bins. You all know that's my favorite place to get thrifted items. I'm going to start by painting the frame of the house in this blue suede chalk paint by Folk Art. And I end up giving this 3 coat. I think that was because there is a um, shiny coat on here, so it took a little more to cover it. We're going to turn this little wooden house into a stable for a nativity scene. Now on the roof and the base of the house, I am going to go in with Apple Barrel's nutmeg brown paint. Um, Acrylic paint takes a lot more coats, so this would probably have taken 4 coats, but after the second coat, I decided I did not like this color. It was too orangey on this project. So I did go in and cover it with Waverly's antiquing wax, and that made it a lot darker. Once all the paint is dry, I'm going in with Waverly's chalk paint in the color Maize. This is a yellow. I could not find any star shapes, wooden pieces in my stash, so I'm just going to paint a star at the top of the house. I'm not in any shape or form an artist. I have a hard time drawing and cutting a straight line. So don't judge my artwork. Freehand is not my thing. Now to create my Holy Family, I've got some little of these wooden clothespins that you can use for crafting and some fabric. And I'm going to start by gluing down a hem for the top of my baby Jesus, and I'm just going to go in and swaddle it around this little baby piece. And for Mary, I am going to go in and just cover the bottom of the pin in that same fabric. I wanted to keep it very neutral, and I'm going to create a hem and fold it over and hot glue it around. And then we're going to create a cover to go around her head. Now Joseph is super easy. We're just going to simply wrap fabric around the body of the pin just like we did with Mary. We're going to simply hot glue our little Holy Family onto the stable. And here's how our little nativities turned out. Let me know down in the comments what you think. For project 2, I found this blank wooden frame. It's originally from Hobby Lobby. I think it was $6.99 originally, but I did find it at the bins, and I do see these blanks a lot at the bins. I also see a lot of the Hobby Lobby word signs there. I guess everybody's getting rid of those. But I'm going to start off by removing the cardboard corners, and then I'm removing the hardware off the back. I do not plan to hang this. It's just going to be a shelf sitter. I'm then going to go in with Folk Arts chalk paint and Snow White. Oh, I'm sorry, this is Cotton White. And I am going to give it 2 good coats. And once the paint is completely dry, I'm going to go in and give it a coat of Mod Podge onto the middle of the frame. Sorry. Cooper was sitting beside me trying to get my attention. But you're going to go in and just give it one coat. Give it a good coat because I am going to put down like regular copy paper, so it will take a little more Mod Podge to hold it. Now, once it was dry, I go in and I printed this Joy to the World sheet music, and I've got my little Cricut little heat press, and I am just putting a piece of parchment paper over the top, and I'm going to go over it. I did go over it twice just to be sure that it was stuck. And then I'm going to go in and kind of give it a light sanding around the little beads that are sticking up and around the edges of the piece. Once I finish sanding, I'm going to go in with a coat of Mod Podge on top of my sheet music just to seal it in. I'm then going to go in with my Dixie Belle's Best Stain Wax and Clear and give it one coat and wipe back the excess. After that, I'm going to go in my Dixie Belle's Best Stain Wax and Gray Grunge. This is one of my favorite waxes to use. And I'm just going to give it a coat all over and wipe back the excess on this. Here I have some little scrap pieces of Christmas greenery. I pulled it off an old Christmas tree that I have. I've had it for a while. And I'm simply just going to take it and twist it together to create a small little wreath. I'm then going to go in with some of this red velvet ribbon that I have. I ordered this from Amazon. I'm just going to do a simple shoelace bow and glue it onto the wreath. I'm then going to glue the wreath onto the sign. And here's how this one turned out. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Now for project 3, I have this oval frame, and I'm just going to remove the back, and I forgot to hit record, so I traced the oval backing onto some black cardstock, and I'm just going to cut that out and glue it onto the backing. And I'm just using my Tight Bond Thick and Quick, and I'm just going to take a little sponge applicator and rub it all over, just making sure that it's good and coated so that the cardstock will stick. Once I get the glue on there and I stick down the cardstock, I am going to use my brayer just to flatten it out and make sure that it's stuck really good. Now with the frame, I'm going to go in and I'm giving it 2 coats of Dixie Belle's chalk paint in the color Caviar. Once our paint has dried on the frame, I'm going to put on some gloves because we're going to use some rub and buff, and I do not like, it's really hard to get the rub and buff off your hands, and I just don't like that texture on it. So I squirted a little bit. This is rub and buff in antique gold, and I squirted a little bit on a little plate, and I've got this makeup sponge from the Dollar Tree. This is what I like to use when I'm stenciling and things like that. So I'm just dipping it in the rub and buff and kind of just stippling it on to the frame. Um, we're going to give this like a vintage brass look. Now, once we get the frame looking how we want it, I'm going to go and turn it over, and I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue around the edge, and I'm going to hot glue that backing into it because it did not have anything to secure it. From there, I've got this little Santa ornament that I found at Walmart. I think it was like $2 and some change. And I'm just going to hot glue it down to the backing. Once I was down, I felt like I needed something more, so I'm going in with some greenery at the top and just gonna hot glue a few little twigs of greenery to the top, and also going to add another shoelace velvet ribbon bow to the top. And here's how this one turned out. I think this is my favorite one. You guys let me know down in the comments what you think, and let me know which project was your favorite. Well, that's all the DIYs I have today. Don't worry, I will be back on Sunday with some more Christmas DIYs. If you liked the video, please consider liking and subscribing. It really does help my channel out, and I appreciate you guys so much. And I'll see you next time. Bye.